Okay traders, just going to show the approach to I guess connecting with the price. So what I've done, this video will actually be on and off just depending on price action, otherwise it could drag out for hours. So we'll just put a limit here just at 20, so we're just coming back in this range. So we've put an order in here at about 27, just below here, and a stop at 18. That might get adjusted. This is just a paper trade at this point. All we're trying to do is connect with the price. So I'm seeing it's just a small time frame, 3-minute chart at this point, but we have a fair bit of structure built up in here. So preferably I'd like to see price come a bit deeper. However, if we start to see price bounce off this level within this range, it might just start telling us that the bigger picture is we're going obviously higher for the day. So let's just see. Otherwise it could just come back, pick up some liquidity in this lower area around this 14 level on this particular time frame, and chart feed, and then surge forward. But this is how we can build up some type of connection with price, just by taking a paper demo trade. Never want to lose sight of the bigger time frame. So we can see here the build up on the 15-minute chart. Held pretty tight yesterday, even though the German 30 and 40 were definitely going more aggressively lower. The Aussie still held the low from yesterday during the Aussie session, so held here and then it's just built up gradually. So we see price break out, comes back, picks up the liquidity here, back within the range and out again. So we're kind of looking for the same type of effect to happen here for a real live trade in around this 12-13 level. So we've just got filled now on the demo paper trade. Win or lose, that's really not the point. We're just trying to get a feel for the market. So by at least taking some type of trade like this, even though it's a paper trade, allows us to really engage with price, maintain some type of focus, and build up some connection with the price action. So focus is a big thing. By at least, as I mentioned, engaging with the trade in some type of format. It says you go onto YouTube or emails or getting distracted, most often just by your own mental distractions. So we want to be totally engaged with price as much as possible, so we can make the best trade decision. So we'd never really know what the volatility will bring for the day. We're averaging somewhere around 70 to 80 points at the moment, but you just don't know if you'll get a nothing day or whether just price bleeds back deeper. So this is how we can try to connect, and there's no real strong clear points either. I mean, I do like this high level at 8,300, so price hasn't been aggressive and running, so it's difficult to see price get up there in the next few hours. But this NFP release in here I think could be quite a strong key level for a short. Flip side of that, of course, if we can get an entry in deeper here, if we start to see price respond, then it just might wind its way higher gradually. So now just back down to the 2-minute chart. So we've just seen price stall marginally. Potentially what now could happen is we come back into this little pool of liquidity in this area and then come deeper. But I do like this area, this entire area build up here, so I think that's quite a good level. But seeing if price can just squeeze up here a little bit higher and then perhaps come deeper. So it looks like we could be a little bit bullish here now. The price didn't come down to this lower level, so we're now seeing if price can continue to keep this structure here, stay above here, to look for more of a bullish approach. So again, no trade at this point. We're just feeling the trade, getting connected, and the other things just want to make mention, made notes here. Firstly, a morning meeting, things we're looking for, so virtually on our mental capacity, our energy, the mood, the whole lot for the day. And what's important, today's notes were to be patient and focus. Focus being the big one, that we don't want to get distracted by anything, because what we're doing right now, even though there's not an actual physical live trade on, we're really, this is trading, not just being in a trade, but this is trading, connecting with the price, and being able to be in a position to make quality decisions. So looking at price now, just on the 15-minute chart, we're still in that initial dealing range. Just go back to that 3-minute chart. So we're still within this range here, a low of 23, upper point of 44. Definitely enough to make some profits, but if we just go back to this 15-minute chart, we can just see how price got rejected down here. Preferably what we're looking for is price to come deeper, pick up the liquidity here, and then respond. That would give our trade a much higher odds situation, but didn't do so. So I dare say we're bullish here, looking for 82.44 to break and hold. We're going above that now, and then these areas are a little bit unclear, but we're looking at probably around that 64 level. But immediate thinking is to watch price, see how it responds after just crashing through that level here, so whether it comes back in the range and rebuilds again. And then if we look at our hourly chart, we can definitely see here this 82.63 level, this high low here. That's going to be a fairly key level, so potential there of potential short here at 82.64. Back to our 3 minutes, see what we're doing. So yeah, looking like we just need that push through again, and then we're going higher. Just another point of note, it's easy to get distracted, so when we get to this type of situation where price is just standing still for a bit, to either flick open an email or do something, but that's exactly what fractures your focus. So this is what we need to be hanging out for and engaging with, just to see how strong price might push through this, whether it comes through a bit, comes back, tags this breaking point, and then moves on. So when we're not focused on that and we're distracted, these are the things we miss. We miss some of the key components of price action. So looking at other time frames, we're definitely looking bullish here. Now again, you need to do with your mental environment, your mental state. So it's easy to think, well, hey, you know, we should have got on here. And to a degree we did, just on a demo paper trade to get a feel for the market. But reality is you only need maybe 1-2 trades a day, if that. If you can take home 30 points or something like that over the course of the week, 100 points, you know, that's very good going. And if you can do that on a consistent basis, then you know, you're going to be king of the castle. So the more trades you take, the more likelihood you'll be losing. So we could have jumped in down here and celebrate a potential win. However, what if price was to come back? So we need to be patient, look for the more high odds situation, with an approach of taking less trades rather than more trades. So just from a demo point, the paper trade situation to help us to connect with price, what we're going to do is just move that stop up. So again, what you're doing, even though you're not in a trade per se, you're still rehearsing and practicing the process. So we can move that up now. What we'll look is just bringing that, perhaps price is to come back and retest this level here, that breaking point. So if it came back, fine, but at least we're in profit. We've taken away any risk on this potential trade. So again, it helps us to focus, helps us to maintain connection with the price. So what I'll do, I'll let this run for a little bit more, and then we can render this video before it gets too long. And just mention our real ideal level was for price to come down a little bit deeper into this level here at 82.14. Didn't quite get there. Then we're just seeing this reasonably solid march up. Notice here we're just getting a bit shorter on these candles, so we might just see price start to come back a little bit, but let's see. Just quickly, one of the hence why this was potentially bullish today is we saw price break out here. Obviously the market's not open at this point, but we break out, and so we've been doing a fair bit of building just in this area here. So we can see here this is virtually a bullish approach where we just see price coming up, unable to make lower lows, and obviously it's in a very low liquidity environment, so that needs to be considered. But the giveaway here and the fear that for me that price wasn't going to come back is that we saw price break out. We run up to 27, but then we saw this spike back in here on this candle. So we come back in, pick up the liquidity there, and that's kind of spoiled it for price coming back down. It would have been much nicer had we just seen an open leg like this and then price comes back, but it's already filled that up, so that was kind of one of the giveaways that price may not come back into this key level here. But as mentioned, let's get back to this 3-minute chart again. Just seeing these candles just getting liquidity drying up, or at least volatility, is not liquidity but volatility drying up, and just seeing price come back a little bit now. And when price is trading like this in a very low volatility environment, every candle, although there's only 3-minute candles, can be very drawn out. But again, this is where the focus needs to be maintained. So that's just part of the game. What this means is next time there's another environment like this, low volatility, that we're able to connect with it as well. So we'll tie up this video for now, but as mentioned, price did come back towards this breaking point here, and then we've gone back towards the highs again. So needs to break 50, heading up then towards 64. So let's observe price. So the big thing is this, that even though we're bullish today and we might want to take a short up here at 64, if we can see price in our gut and observing price still responding at key levels, it gives us more confidence that price will actually respond up here at 64 versus maybe just hitting it and blowing through it. So when price is just one way directional, it's difficult then to have that confidence. But we saw a price slow down here at 50, came back, retested, definitely not a short or anything, however we saw it retest, so it kind of plays out what we're thinking might happen. So now we're looking for price to either break through here, maybe retest the 50 and then push up towards this 64 level, or perhaps it's just going to stay within this range for the moment, this 50 to maybe 40 level, and then take on a direction in either way. So let's tie up the video and we'll come back to this a little bit later.